Welcome to another war section after battle commentary. This is a 1v1. I am fighting against Asukai again, I think. I don't know who he is. Anyway, this is going to be a massive naval battle. There's just be straight navy this entire fight. And this fight just really just made me nervous because I was in really big trouble towards the beginning. The very beginning, I was really big trouble. Um, and I won in a very weird way, a way I shouldn't have, but I'm not complaining. Anyway, so I tried to stone rush this guy as normal, but the problem was, and you're gonna see it soon, is that this guy will build a wall right here, defend himself. You see, he's already built the wall. And I knew he built the wall. I tried to block it. I tried to use a strategy and to use a scout to block the building, but then for some reason, like try to block him. But he had built another wall here and a gate, and I was like, damn it. So I just used, when I realized I couldn't get through with the scout or the stone warriors, or the scout actually, I decided just to kill everything with these stone warriors, which, I mean, I didn't mean to kill these gators, but yeah. So I immediately tried rushing to the next age. As you could see, he made it to the next age way before I did. Um, yeah, he made it to the next age way before I did. Luckily, I had already the temple. I've already produced it. It was like the fastest I've ever got my temple. Plus, I had a nice tree line here and a lot of metal. Look at all this. Oh my god, that's a lot of fucking metal. I just noticed this. There's so much metal here. Just in this one group, just one area, there's 6 metal. This is enough to get you past industrial and more. Anyway. But I only needed like 1 iron node. That was the funny part. I didn't need like multiple iron nodes. But regardless, I built a wall here because this is where the choke point was. And why can't I have maps like this when I'm fighting against against X Factor or Excalibur or some shit? Like this would have been an amazing map. Because I would have like, as soon as I saw this, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I built a wall here. Now, unfortunately, they could get through with this tiny little gap here, which I didn't notice, but I didn't notice later on when I got my stone warriors through. Anyway, I'm like rushing my ass off to get to medieval as fast as I can. I want to get to West Age. I see he's already the next age. I'm not even close, or I'm halfway there. But he gets to medieval as soon. Look at this. As soon as I get to the second age, um, Iron Age, he's already medieval and has his docks up. I'm like, oh, this is not good, not good at all. And I knew he was because when he upgraded this gate and my scout was still here the entire time, he upgraded the gate, and I was like, oh, I'm not even close to medieval at this moment. And I finally got it up. However, he does bring a sampan over, to scout, so he didn't know about my docks. But I should also mention I had a very nice location, like very nice. Well, I'm gonna rephrase that. It was nice in terms for my docks because here's the thing. Over this way, in this whole direction was all mountain. I could not build a dock anywhere. Now I got really annoyed by it. I could have built a dock here, but at the time there was all this trees right here, so I couldn't really build anything. And the only place I could build docks is over here. So I started producing so many docks as fast as I could, and just spammed out junk ships again as fast as I could. It was like it just took a toll of my materials so bad, and I just kept producing so many workers. I'm just gathering wood because I knew he was hurting me. I did hurt on food a lot towards the end. And I noticed that whenever I swap over to um, from medieval to industrial, food is like the main problem I'm suffering from. It's always like the main problem I'm suffering from. Just going from medieval to industrial. That's like the biggest problem I've always had. Anyway, I went ahead and just sent my force in. I was trying to, attack. I tried to, attack as fast as I could, even though I already knew he had galleys up and the such. And you see, he's already building siege ships here. And he sent in, and he sent in some galleys. Luckily, I had junk ships here producing, and I think he meant to destroy them as fast, destroy them with these galleys. But luckily, I had junk ships as fast. And he also built tons of siege ships. Now, immediately when I saw this, like, the force was just to destroy as much as possible. I didn't I knew about the siege ships, and I knew what he was trying to do. I mean, I knew what he was going to do the moment he reached medieval Europe. I'm sorry, the moment he reached Europe. He was just going to spam bomb. He was either going to do siege ships at first, and if siege ships doesn't work, he's going to just spam bombardiers, which he does do. So immediately, I'm sending my junk ships out, and I try, and I think at first. Okay, this is how I know. So I put a junk ship here to try and, see where he went, but I didn't see the siege ships until it was much too late. Like, he went all the way around. I put junk ships here just so I could scout. But so when he attacked with the siege ships, he immediately went for the towers first, which was really good. The fact that he went for the towers first was really good. He doesn't go straight for any of the structures. I wouldn't mind if he destroyed the barracks though, because they was killing me for trying to upgrade them. But he went for the towers first, because he couldn't, get to my TC without going to towers first. And I also used the opportunity to attack to destroy his fishing boats, and as well as destroy as many docks as possible. But luckily, I had tons of junk ships coming in from the side that already were there, and I placed my workers on standby. And this is okay. So this is where it really hit me right here, right when he destroyed it. So I was building the upgrade for the archers, which does carry over to the junk ships, and that just hurt. Like I was over a quarter of the way there, and he destroyed them. And he destroyed the archery range, which really hurt me. A lot of junk ships got destroyed because of my TC was, or my, I didn't have the upgrades. I could have done way more damage in the start, but I just couldn't. So I had to rebuild the archery range and then get the upgrade again as fast as I could. But luckily I had tons of junk ships here. Everything was destroyed. He ended up building more, docks. And right here, he had this nice little cove here, which is an amazing location. Anyway, I sent my junk ships in. I wanted to destroy as much as possible. I destroyed like 2 docks, I believe. But he immediately rebuilt them. You see, I lost all my forces. He immediately just rebuilt the docks that were destroyed. Very good player. Very good player. Now, however, the one thing that was like, it was kind of scratching me, was his resources. Now, to spam out that many galleys, because galleys aren't cheap, they're 300 materials compared to my junk ships, which only cost 200 materials. And yes, junk ships are, way weaker than galleys. Junk ships can keep moving. They can keep moving and shooting. You see, like they're still shooting at these galleys despite, them retreating to a more favorable location. And you see, I'm trying to move them, but at first I don't move them, decide to, move them back and forth. But unfortunately, once the galleys have something locked, as long as they stay along the side, the galleys can keep shooting. Now, something I do realize later on is that letting European units chase junk ships is far better, because junk ships can shoot back, whereas galleys cannot. They have to swap over to their side. Now he does get a bunch of bombardiers. He does get bombardiers, and I noticed that, and I knew immediately again. I already knew what he was going to do, but I had I'd already planned for it. I immediately also got a balloon here, and then I get another balloon. I get more docks and place another balloon here. Amazing part of my end. I'm sorry, amazing move on my end. Hey, wait, what? Why is this still showing up? It's destroyed. Wait, what? What? Okay, that's weird. So the fog of war is showing all my primitive buildings, despite it not. Okay, that's weird. I'm just gonna turn off fog of war. Alright, yeah. Again, I try to go in for these docks, which are better. They're in a better location. I tried to also split my forces, but he kept all his galleys, just cornered here, and it was like I got really annoyed. I did manage to destroy these docks easily because they're by themselves. And then he uses his galleys to chase my junk ships. Bad move on his part. So at this point, I split my forces and went all the way around him. And see, I went in 2 different directions to splitting attention of his galleys. Unfortunately, I do lose on my junk ships, but again, I do not care. I have the upgrades, as well as I destroyed so many of his galleys. Again, I don't care how many junk ships are destroyed. I don't care how many junk ships are destroyed. What matters is I can kill more than he is. So for every 2, like, even though, 2 junk ships cost more than a single galley. If I can, kill 1 galley for every 2 junk ships, I'm still winning, because junk ships are fast, easy to produce, and as long as I have a nice stable, supply of materials coming in, which I do have, I can win easy. Meanwhile, he also has bombardiers. Now, one thing I was surprised about: he never builds galleons at all, which the galleons themselves probably would have helped a lot. Wait, how much they would help against junk? Oh no, yeah, galleons can actually take on junk ships really damn easy. Anyway, I get China, which is very good. Although I'm really debating on how my economy was going. So I was looking at my economy at this point, and I was like, yeah, no, this can't work. Like, my food and my materials were just tanking from how much I was producing. I go like, how do I fix this? I tried upgrading only specific like units and resources, essentially. Like getting a single barracks up so I can get an arsenal and stuff. Now, I did debate on also going Japan. However, the only good thing Japan has in IR1 is the trench mortars, which needs the arsenal to even get that upgrade, and and those little balloons. I forgot what they were called. Little mine balloons that you can spawn from an airport, which are ridiculously expensive. Japan is probably one of the most expensive Asian nations there is. Just from how many resources it takes. Now, they have incredibly powerful units. Japan does, but they're just so expensive. Anyway, as you see, I built another balloon here, and thus this expands my vision so much. So this does show. It expands my vision so much, which was very, very, very useful. Like, incredibly useful. I also upgrade them to Aerostat later on, once my economy starts working. Something else I do is also I get 3 soldiers, or sorry, I get 5 soldiers, but I think I only produced 3. I don't remember. Yeah, no, I only produced 3 because 90%, like around 90% of my population went straight to my navy. Actually, I think it went straight to my workers, honestly. Anyway, I had a nice supply of food coming in too from all these fishing boats. As you see, I had I had a nice little lake here, and I had all these fishing boats gathering here. Anyway, he goes in for the kill. He goes in for just straight bombardiers, and I realize this as soon as it shows up. I realized, and I realized he had split his forces, um, with bombardiers here. He only had 5 bombardiers, and I was like, okay, 5 bombardiers are very, very good. However, he had a very small force defending them. Like, look at this. I immediately took out 2 of his galleys. Immediately. Actually 3 immediately, because they were just so weak. Like, most of them were, like, so wounded that they couldn't even stand to my warships who could shoot and move as they go. And then, right here, like, he doesn't defend them at all. He doesn't use, like, they're just massacred at this point. So then I take my warships and just immediately tried focusing on them. I destroy one really well. He goes in for my temple. But luckily I have workers on standby. Producing, you know, repairing my TC. And again, I got my arrow stats up. Which again, helped a lot. It really did. Like, as soon as I got the arrow set up, I got way more vision too. Or actually, not even that much. It was slightly more. Anyway, so he also gets industrial, but this time he goes France. He went France. Now, I don't know if it was... Maybe he was trying to build factories, but France was probably the worst country he could have gotten for a naval engagement. Now again, the Air Force of France really good, but the problem is the French Air Force is only good unit about it is for industrial one is the little glider, the farming bomber they had. That was the only good thing. Now I do spend a lot of my so after I got the pop upgrade, I spent a lot of it on just upgrading my houses. I don't bother building new ones, or I do build new ones later. But a lot of it also went to straight building fishing boats, Chinese fishing boats. Now, fishing boats only cost 1 population in comparison to, for example, a fishing schooner, which costs 2. That's Eastern Europe. If I could just spam out fishing boats, and I would just just use mass, attacks against them. Now, here's something interesting also, right here. So I sent in 3 soldiers to destroy this wall, and this wall was meant to spook him. It wasn't... I wasn't going to attack him from land. I was so focused on this that I destroyed his wall. And you see right here, I sent, again, I destroyed his ships easy and destroyed a tower with 2 fishing boats again. And then 3, 2, 1... Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He quits. Okay, I was a little late on the countdown. He quits. He gives up. And I win. At this point, I was like really confused. Like, what? How? How? Because he still had... Well, he had no supplies, actually. So when he went France... Now, I knew for one thing, I knew that he only had this little area. Now, had he came out here, he would have had all these resources, because at this point I had only wall at this point. Now, I would have stopped him, obviously. But he only... I saw the fishing wire. But he only, but he stopped producing... I'm sorry. He only went Navy. He spent so much resources on his Navy, and he only went France, which was probably the worst decision you could have done. You could have went through. That was never ever go France in a 1v1 ever. You should never go France. French is a dog shit country. In this game, France is a horrible. The only good unit France has is his Air Force, and now he probably going to the massive what's it called, aircraft carrier. That would have been useful, but he didn't need it. He didn't need an aircraft carrier. Like, I'm not not that far away. He probably could have brought it over here. But France was probably the worst decision he could have gotten. Plus, he spent all his resources, so many of his resources, on gathering, I'm sorry, on his docks, which I kept destroying. I kept trying to destroy. Now, I spent a lot of resources in the beginning too, and for some reason now I have over 10k resources. I guess that's because I ended the game. Anyways, I also immediately got a lot of my docks. Real quick, I had immediately just tried getting my docks to industrial. That's good because I wanted to spam out the fishing boats because fishing boats only 25 seconds for a fishing boat. I can't actually see. Okay, well, anyways. But they what's it called? The junk ships and warships are only like what 32 seconds for a warship, and they cost actually the same as a junk ship. I'm sorry, no, they don't. The junk ship costs 100 materials less, but warships is 200 materials more, which is actually warships were better than galleys. Well, I'm sorry, in a straight one-on-one, the galley would probably win, but the warship would actually, going straight warships would actually have been a much better move on my part. I mean, I do straight warships as you can see, but probably should have done it way earlier. Then again, how much is the warship? It's 4 population, whereas a junk ship only is 3. Whatever. Anyway, if you enjoy this video, leave a like, comment, and I will see you on next time.